Years ago, in the early 2000s or so, podcasting started. And my late husband said, you should get onto podcasting. And I said, I don't know what to say. And then one day he got me the kit that the BBC was using at the time, which is a portable kit with a mic and a recorder. And I started that way, but not really quite that way. What he did is one day I was sitting down working, writing a book, and then suddenly he just pushed the mic in front of my face and he said, how do you deal with fear? So what you're going to hear today is the very early podcast, and I think I started in 2004, and my podcast at the time was called Psychic Podcasts, and it reached number 3 on iTunes. If you have missed any of those early episodes, please go back, download them and listen to them. Absolutely amazing interviews with leaders in their field, where I really, my aim was to demystify what is intuition, what is energy, and what is being psychic. See you soon.
Hello Sahar, today we'd like to ask you about the problems of fear. Why do people so often find it very difficult to get rid of fears, basic fears?
I think it's very difficult to get rid of basic fears because it is actually part of the old brain or the basic brain.
I mean, what do you mean by that?
Well, there's a theory that we've got 3 brains, not just one brain. And the earliest development of mankind is our reptilian brain, which is the oldest brain, if you like. And the reason it's called that is because it was found in reptiles about 150 million years ago. And as the animals developed, the next brain to develop, it was the mammalian brain, or the cortex. And then what is known as the new brain, that's the neocortex, and it's actually also known as the human brain. So first, instinctive functions, if you will, fear, survival, food. Am I going to fight food? Am I going to be killed? So all of these fears are really wired into the brain from millions of years ago.
You say fears, do you mean we inherit certain fears?
I think they're programmed, apart from inheriting the fears in our culture and our family and our parents. But I'm really talking about the basic emotions that we feel. So what
examples could you give?
Fear of death, fear of invasion. You know, my space is going to be invasion. You could be someone who's looking for the right partner on one hand, and then on the other hand, unknown to you, you're really afraid that your space is going to be overcome, that someone else is going to be in control. There's fear, are they going to leave me, are they going to crush me, and so on. We experience that on many different levels.
So
but the basic
fear of snakes, rats?
That is really the basic fear, and I think it goes back when also our survival was threatened by such animals and such things that were going on in the world. So these things are really, if you like, genetically embedded perhaps, or the brain is wired to them. My point is about fears. We feel them, it's a basic function of the brain, but really you've got to get to the point where you're using your human brain, which is the only brain that is capable of reflecting, synthesizing, self-soothing or self-calming, which is really important, and then making decisions in a rational way, i.e. it is capable of reasoning. So you feel the fear for whatever reason, whatever it's coming from, you go through the emotions, and then you get to the human brain where you start calming yourself down and you say, all right, this is an unknown situation, I'm afraid to get through with this. However, my life isn't really threatened. It is not going to be the end of the world. Even if this relationship doesn't work out, there'll be something there for me. I can only be me. I can only accept what's good for me, and so on. So that is ability of human beings as opposed to mammals or reptilians. So if you like, for me, the reptilian brain is gear 1. The mammalian brain, which is the emotional brain, is gear 2. And the human brain is gear 3.
So what you're saying is that basically you're thinking like lizards.
No, I'm saying become aware which part of the brain are you using or responding from. And then consciously raise your awareness level so that, yes, you understand that this is normal. Yes, you understand that you're emotional about it. And then the third stage is, okay, you self-calm, you reflect, you kind of decide what is it that you want, you reason. And then when the 3 brains, simply, they're not really just independent and hierarchical, all the brains work together. But just to make it simple, look at it as gears, and then you'll understand why is it that I'm reacting this way.